First, let us briefly consider this English sentence. The noun phrase before the verb is the grammatical subject, and the noun phrase after the verb is the grammatical object. If you switch the subject and the object, the meaning of the sentence becomes very different. This is because in the absence of other mechanisms to indicate the roles of noun phrases, English relies heavily on the word order. In Japanese, a sentence ends with a verb.
猫がネズミを捕まえました。
A more complex sentence may contain two verbs, and consequently two smaller sentences as bracketed.
猫がネズミを捕まえましたが、ネズミは逃げました。
Each verb is associated with the noun phrases within its own bracket. You cannot link the verbs and the noun phrases this way. Except for the verb final requirement we saw in the last page, word order is not very strict in Japanese.
猫がネズミを捕まえました。
You can switch the subject and the object without changing the meaning.
ネズミを猫が捕まえました。
This is because Japanese uses particles as markers of the grammatical functions. So long as you place the verb at the end and use the correct particles, the order of noun phrases does not matter. This means that given a sentence with 3 noun phrases, you can use any of the 6 orders, though the focus may be slightly different. Here's an example. デパートで means at a department store. The particle で marks the location of an activity.
ナオミがデパートでセーターを買いました。ナオミがセーターをデパートで買いました。デパートでナオミがセーターを買いました。デパートでセーターをナオミが買いました。セーターをナオミがデパートで買いました。セーターをデパートでナオミが買いました。
Just move the noun phrases along with their particles and use the verb at the end. Next, we will consider essential elements and optional elements of a sentence. As we have already seen in Unit 1, the subject topic can be omitted so long as it is clear from the context. In fact, the bare minimum of a grammatical Japanese sentence is a verb. You can omit any other element so long as it is clear from the context. For instance, in response to a yes or no question shown here, you can use any of the number of options.
ナオミはセーターを買いましたか？はい、ナオミはセーターを買いました。はい、セーターを買いました。はい、買いました。
In response to a WH question, you can omit everything before the part corresponding to the WH element.
ナオミはデパートで何を買いましたか？ナオミはデパートでセーターを買いました。ナオミはセーターを買いました。セーターを買いました。
Incidentally, don't hesitate to use the same verb over and over again. English has auxiliary verbs that can stand alone. Japanese lacks such auxiliary verbs, so you must use the same verb repeatedly.
ナオミはセーターを買いますか？はい、買います。
Here are a couple of more advanced examples showing the same point.
セーターを買いたかったけど、買えませんでした。買えたら買ってください。